Alright. Hello everybody, my name is Milik, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Well, as you can see, I'm on the Game Jolt page, my good friend Lego 101 Games on his account, and I checked out his games a little bit. I think he's still working on the Ultimate Custom Night. It's gonna come out like late 2019. So, what I just saw, he actually released the all full of the story of the Five Nights at Freddy's Plushies series. So, I'm going to read through the whole story, and I want to see what's going on, because I really don't know what's going on. When I started playing the first game, like, I don't know when did I start, actually. I can't remember when. I think it was, like, last year, or, like, I don't know. It's been a while, actually. When I first started playing, I was so confused what's going on. But thanks to Lego 101, my good friend of mine gave me the story of it. So, let's start with GFD mode story. Five Nights at Freddy's Plushies 6, which game isn't come out yet, but maybe it will come out later on. So, what's the story of the Fnaf P6 version 4? On one cold night of November in 1970, a boy named Alfred Afton was going to a sleepover with his friends. When an animatronic monster named Nightmare appeared in front of him, he got killed and eaten up by Nightmare. His soul was transferred into Golden Freddy, normal with the yellow eyes. A year later, when Golden Freddy's diner opened up, Alfred suffered in Golden Freddy until one person got a job as the night guard. He used the jammer on Golden Freddy for all 5 nights. Up until the end of night 5, when he was about to leave, he said this: "I'm sorry I tried to kill you. Someone was controlling me to kill you. Hope you forgive me." Then him and the night guard talked for a while, and then he left. Before night 5, the place closed due to glitches in Golden Freddy's daytime AI system. So the company decided to shut Golden Freddy off. Before he was shut off, the technician that turned him off said, "Hope you rest in peace, Golden Freddy. Be free." Then he was shut off. Then the place itself closed for recognition of the business in the far future, hopefully. Then a few years later, the same night guard came back, and there was only 2 robots there. There was one robot named Twisted Foxy. On the night guard's 6th night, he saw the place fully in ruins. It was abandoned. Luckily, he passed his 6th night without any problems. When he was about to leave, he was caught by those 2 robots, and the night guard freed them from the robots themselves. Wow! That's interesting. When the 6th game comes out, maybe I'll see what it means. Maybe I'll see what it was trying to tell me. Okay. Oh! Here's the story that I played before! Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Origins! That's the game I played before! Okay, what's going on? Okay, let's read. 2 years after the Golden Freddy's diner closed, the company that made GFD was named Fazbear's Entertainment. So in January of 1974, they got in contact with a company named Fazbear's K-12 Company, and they decided to make a family diner together. It officially opened in August of 1975. They made the animatronics in a factory, and when Fazbear Entertainment and Fazbear's K-12 Company tested out the robots, they fully worked. Then 1 week later, Night Watcher was hired to roam around the place to make sure everything is as it should be. On his first night, he saw all the robots roam around the place, and he was frightened of them. He reported that to both companies who made the place, so they put an AD in the local newspaper that says they needed a night guard to watch the place, and 1 week later, they found a guy named Jake Afton who wanted to work at the place. But before he applied for the job, the company made a new animatronic, and it didn't have a name. There were some glitches in his daytime AI system. They were unfixable. So both companies scrapped him and put him in the hidden bunker underneath the backstage. When Jake Afton applied for the job, he did okay in his first night, and the rest of the nights onward. Before his 5th night, however, a boy named Robert was being bullied by 2 adults named Richard and Jake. He's a part of a different family, not the Afton family. Jake and Richard decide to let Robert give Bonnie a big kiss, as in put Robert's head in Bonnie's mouth. Then they did it, and the bullies ran out of the diner undetected. And on that same day, a child named Alfred Smith was killed by Spring Bonnie. The bunny, and his soul was placed in the Fredbear animatronic. Spring Bonnie, the bunny, ran out crying. Lucky for the place, there's security cameras, and they're on during the night only. The bullies were arrested 2 days later, and were put in jail. While Robert was in the hospital the day before, he fully died because his frontal lobe was removed when Bonnie bit Robert's face. After the guard's 7th night, the souls that were trapped in the animatronics went down to the hidden bunker where Unknown was located. Then they talked to Golden Freddy, and the animatronic souls were freed by yours truly, Golden Freddy. Then the place got demolished the next day. Then a year later, both companies that made V1 of Bonnie's Family Diner made V2. With a new animatronic named Springlock Bonnie, the place closed down 3 weeks later due to funding issues, and the companies that V1 and V2 of Bonnie's Family Diners got separated due to the funding issues, and then Springlock Bonnie's endoskeleton was taken out and used as a suit, but no one used it up until 1999. I think I get it, but so wait a sec. Robert and Jake, was that the two bullies that put little guys? Wait, what was his name again? I forgot. A boy name. What was his name again? I forgot. Hold on. Let me look for it. What was his boy name? What was this boy name again? I kind of forgot. Robert. Okay. So I think the boy's name is Robert. Jake and Herbert. Herbert? Wait. Oh, it's not Herbert. Richard. Jake and Richard. In the last minigame, when I beat Night 5, I think that's the minigame that showed me what happened before. Like, what happened to Robert. I think I understand. Okay, but it's not over. Fnaf Plushies 1. That's the first game in the series, so let's see what this is all about. Okay, Fnaf Plushies 1 story. In 1998, a person named Mike Colleton killed 8 kids, and in December of 2002, those same kids put their souls into plushie bodies. On one cold night in 1999, a red guy named Justin Afton crushed all the animatronics in Fredbear's Family Diner. I saw it before! I played the first game before, and I saw Justin Afton crushed all 4 of those animatronics. That makes so much sense. Then, when he returned the next night, the dead children's souls that were possessing the animatronics chased him into the back room where the Springlock Bonnie suit was located. He got in it and said, "Take that, you stupid kids." Then before the Springlock snapped shut and killed him, he realized what he had done. He gasped and whispered, "No!" Then the Springlock snapped shut and killed him completely, causing the souls to be free in the process. 3 years later, Fazbear's K-12 company made some plans for a daycare with plushies to play with. They built the place a year later, it opened up. Teachers were hired. It went well. But the company was in a panic because they wanted someone to watch the place during the night. Then they came across a man named Mike Smith who offered to take the job to watch the place. He did well on all of his nights there, with the help from his phone guide, of course. Before night 4, the company found the night guard that worked 2 weeks before the phone guide did in the basement. He was stuffed inside of a spring lock before the phone guy did in the basement. He was stuffed inside of a spring lock bear suit, and the thing is, he still lives. So when the daycare closed, the company took him to emergency room to get the suit surgically removed. And on night 5, Springlock Bonnie was found by the phone guide in the company's local warehouse. The phone guide explains to Mike Smith, is that he? The phone guide, is that he was left in the warehouse to keep an eye on him? And when the night When the night 5 call was nearing its close, Springlock Bonnie got up and killed the phone guy, and finally, on night 6, Springlock Bonnie called Mike Smith on the phone, and he sent him a weird message, because the thing is, he called Mike Smith in a backwards way. The night after night 6, he got fired due to him violating the daycare's rules by putting the plushies in a box. Even though he's not allowed to do it, but he did do it. Anyways, and Mike Colleton's assistant, James Colleton, burned down Freddy Fazbear's daycare after Mike Smith got fired, and then James Colleton got arrested for it and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Luckily for the plushies, they survived the fire. Then the company was building a new and improved version of the daycare. Wow! Okay, so now I think I'm getting to understand the story. But when I played the 6th game, when I played the 5th game and the 6th game, I think I'll understand a little bit more. So right now, I'm starting to understand a small bit more and more when I keep reading the story. Okay, here's the second one. This one's a little bit short. Fnaf Plushies 2 story. Freddy Fazbear's Daycare 2.0 finished its construction in October of 2006, and the kid's size and animatronics functioned properly. And 2 weeks later, they put up a newspaper sign saying "Help Wanted," since they need a security guard. The first guard made it through 2 nights and then later quit the job because he saw the animatronics and plushies roam around the daycare, and they tried to attack him. So he quit the night guard job instantly, and he moved to the day shift as a teacher. The company came across a man named Nicole Smith who wanted to take the job since he had experience with being a security guard in the past. He made it through all 6 nights just fine, but before night 4, though, the plushies' daytime AI systems glitched out, and Fazbear's K-12 company called some repairmen to fix their systems. Before night 4, the place was on lockdown. Just to fix the daytime AI systems. The company believed that vandals temperatured with their systems after night 7. Nicole Smith dismantled the toy animatronics and plushies, tempered the equipment, and violated the rules of the daycare. So he got fired due to all of that. And the day after the place got demolished, so the company is making some plans for the new establishment in the future. Okay, that didn't really make too much sense. So Nicole Smith was a guy, huh? I thought it was gonna be a woman or something, but never mind. Okay, at least I'm getting to understand the story a small bit. Well, except if I played it like 6th game, or I have to play the 5th game and 6th game too, which those games hasn't come out yet. But anyway, though, so what about the 3rd one? Finance of Plushies 3 story. It's been 16 years since Freddy Fazbear's Daycare 2.0 got demolished. Even though most of the robots and plushies there didn't survive. Most of them survived the fire, and they came back like phantoms, except for Springlock Bonnie, since he was recovered from the demolition while the company was concerning the place. They were making a robot that would be given a name and would be kid-friendly and kid-sized, but when the robot itself was glitched, he was scrapped and was dubbed the unknown plushie, aka Howard the Bear. Howard the Bear? What? Okay, that was interesting. After the place was all built, they saw some hallucinations around the building. Meanwhile, a man named Mike Smith, he worked for the company before he was 38 years old, when he worked Freddy Fazbear's Daycare 1.0 in 2022. He was 58 when he applied to work at Fazbear's Daycare, the horror attraction. Who's the father of the kids that were possessing the plushies when Freddy Fazbear Daycare 1.0 opened? Was looking at the newspaper, and he found an ad for Fazbear's Daycare, the horror attraction. It needed security guards, so he signed up for the job. On his first night, he saw one of his kids as Phantom Plushies. He did fine on his first night. It got more difficult and traumatizing for him with the later nights onward after his fourth night. The phone guy texted Mike Smith and he told him that there's some spare animatronics in the room on camera 6. But before the phone guy got to that topic, he understood how scared Mike Smith was when he applied to work at Fazbear's Daycare, the horror attraction. Then, before the third night, the place opened up early, and some kids that were a part of one family got killed by Springlock Bonnie. Since he had a knife in his hand, the phone guy was taking the day shift when that happened. So he explained the issue to Mike Smith on the 5th night after his 6th night. He got out of his office and freed his kids from the plushie bodies. And they were put in spare animatronic suits. Then they escaped Fazbear's Daycare, the horror attraction, before it got torn down while it was burned. Then later that day, Mike Smith received a newspaper that said Fazbear's Daycare. Then later that day, Mike Smith received a newspaper that said Fazbear's Daycare, the horror attraction, burned to the ground, and the prop that were burned and not burned was gonna be sold at a public auction. It was sad news, and 10 years later, Mike Smith died of a heart attack, and his kids were separated after his death. What? He died from a heart attack? I didn't even know that! Are you serious? He died from a heart attack! How old was he? 80? No, not 80. 58? I think he was 58, okay. I see. He died from a heart attack. I did not know that. What the hell? Fnaf Plushies 6? What? 9 years after the fire at Fazbear's Daycare, the horror attraction, their company has gone downhill and broke up after the fire at Fazbear's Daycare, the horror attraction. So in 2032, they got back together, then they collabed with Fazbear Entertainment again to make some robots for an establishment that will involve the futuristic technologies. Collab with Fazbear Entertainment again to make some robots for an establishment that will involve the futuristic technologies and equipment. The robots were tested after they were built, and when Fazbear's K-12 company tested them out, they worked fine. The robots served a purpose to work at Fazbear's factory and sewers to help with maintenance. Then, on August 10th, 2033, their daytime AI system malfunctioned and they were unfixable. So both companies left the robots to rot, and they even abandoned the place to... In July of 2034, Mike Colton and his friends made a bet. Mike Colton lost it, and he was there to work at Fazbear's factory and sewers for a week. Then only July 23rd in 2034, when it was 11:50 p.m., he entered the building, and the cold, breezy wind closed the door behind him the moment that he stepped into Fazbear's factory and sewers, and he lost his keys. It was stolen by one of the robots. Then he lost his keys and decided to go to the first floor of Fazbear's factory and sewers by elevator. He brought his stuff from his home just in case he gets locked in. He lived as an immortal since he was given that power in 1995 when he was 28 years old. Then he lived as a 28-year-old man. So back to the story. He had a flashlight with him and had a signal jammer for one of the robots his disposal to protect himself. Before the fourth night, he was contacted by one of his friends, and they said that they will be coming to rescue him. After he completes his seventh night, he did well for the rest of the week, even on the sixth night. And after the seventh night, when he was getting up from his chair, he saw Freddy Fazbear. Fnaf version 5. Oh, V5! Okay! From behind him. So Mike Colton got his bag on him, turned on his flashlight, and he ran to a room where the robots wouldn't find him, in the room itself. He saw a unwithered Freddy suit, and he got in it when he heard Freddy Fazbear and his friends walking to his location. They apologized to him, and after Freddy Fazbear's final words, Mike Colton got crushed in the suit. Then Freddy Fazbear and his friends ran away in terror. The hospital circuitously removed the unwithered Freddy suit, and Mike Colton himself was back to normal. His bag was carried by one of Mike Colton's friends when Mike Colton was rushed to the hospital. Then, the company decided to take them to the company's local warehouse. Oh, okay. Oh, Find Us at Freddy's Plushies 5 story. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, hang on a sec. I want to see what this is. What? Okay, then. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Okay, this might be the last one, I think. So I'm gonna read through this quick. Alright. 2 years after Fazbear's factory and sewers got demolished, the robots that were found in the demolition were taken to the company's local warehouse for repair because their AI systems were a little glitchy. 2 weeks after they were delivered on one night, the warehouse was closed and some man had the keys. So he got in with some potion. He used it on all of the robots and they became monsters. For Funtime Bonnie, after Bonnie's family diner got demolished, he was left to rot in the company's local warehouse. As for Springlap Bonnie, he was left in the hangout room and was salvaged to the company's local warehouse. The same guy that turned the robots that were from Fazbear Factory sewers turned both Funtime Bonnie and Springlock Bonnie into monsters. There was no security footage found of it, but the empty potion tube was left in the same room that Springlock Bonnie was in. With the empty potion tube was left in the same room, the Springlock Bonnie was in the person's name on it. Then the next morning, Fazbear's K-12 company found the robots as monsters. So they called a man named Percy Afton. Percy Afton? To take the role as a night guard to watch the place. And when he arrived on his first night, he saw a cassette tape from a guy named Christopher Smith. He listened to the tape, and Percy Afton did fine on the first night. Then the rest of the nights onward, it go more and more harder as all of the robots got more and more aggressive as each night progressed. Before his fifth night, though, Christopher was told by Fazbear Entertainment to watch over the nightmarish version of Golden Bonnie in their business room. While he was recording the fifth night cassette tape, Nightmare Golden Springlock Bonnie woke up and killed him, causing Christopher Smith's souls to be transferred into Nightmare Golden Springlock Bonnie himself. Then he was active on the fifth night. It was a bit hard for Percy Afton, but at least he passed the night and got his pay. After all 7 nights of torture for the night guard, he quitted the job permanently after he left. The monsters were confronted by the ghostly version of Justin Afton. He apologized to the monsters and they were set free, and their curse of being monsters faded away. And after that, the guy that turned all of the robots into monsters was named Kevin Colleton. He was arrested and sentenced to be in prison for his whole life. As for Christopher Smith, his soul was free from Nightmare Golden Springlock Bonnie. The Freddy plush was turned into a monster when he was in the local warehouse. A different soul took his place. He was freed when the local warehouse was getting destroyed. Like 3 days after the ghost of Justin Afton apologized to them, Fazbear's K-12 company rebuilt the warehouse in a different location, and they moved the robots that were left in the rubble were repaired at the new warehouse. All of this hunting stuff is now over. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. Should show my screen. So I'm guessing the fifth game is the final chapter of the series, I think. What the heck is this? After the events of Find Us at Plushies 5? So what happened after all that? The robots were repaired, The new establishment opened up. The kids loved the animatronics. That's about it. And as for Springlock Bonnie, he was taken to the futuristic hospital to get the suit removed. And the red guy was back to normal, and he was immortal the whole time that he was in the suit. The place closed after the robots malfunctioned on purpose, like 15 days after opening. The both Fazbear's K-12 company and Fazbear Entertainment was terminated, and they broke up. After that, the people that were working for the company lived happier lives with their loved ones, and there is your ending. I get it now! So the 5th game might be the last one of the series! Like, the 5th game is the final chapter! I think! Thanks for reading, and the series isn't over yet. And, well, it is until next time. But until then, I'll see you later. So, when the 5th game comes out, I will play the 5th game, but I have to... So, I have an idea. What if I play the entire game again, like, start from the 4th game to all the way to the 3rd game? And maybe I can able to play the 6th game maybe. Maybe the 6th game is the next. And the final game I have to play is the 5th game maybe. I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Delivery, if you're watching this, did I manage to get the story full done, like the series of the full done? Like it starts on the 4th game, then the 1st game, 2nd game, the 3rd game, and the 6th game and the 5th game. Is that how it goes? I think so. If you're hearing this, is that how it goes the series goes? Like, it's a really incredible story. I love the story of this. And I'm giving a great like for you because I really love the story. Can I click on it? Wait, let me try again. Okay, there we go. I really love the story. Man, it was a long one. Especially the 6th one is pretty long. Which one is the long one? 3rd one is kind of long. 2 is the shortest one. 1st one is a little bit longer. But the one confused me... Oh, the 4th one is long too. The one confused me is that one. So I'm get that one. I don't know what this is all about. So I'm guessing this is where it all started or something? I don't know. That first part of the one just confused me. At big time. So the Fnaf Plushies 4 Origins is where it all started, I'm guessing. I don't know. That's where all the stuff, like, bad stuff started to happen, I think. It started in 1974. Like, in January 1974. That makes sense. Okay, so when I play the 6th game and the 5th game, I think I might be able to understand what they're trying to say to me. Because I need to play the 6th game and the 5th game too. I did not know there was going to be like V5 or V4 versions of them. Like, in the 6th game and the 5th game. I know when these games will come out later, but right now the developer is working on the Ultimate Custom Night, which I might try out last. I'm going to put that last because I don't want to rush that Ultimate Custom Night yet, but I will play the demo. Maybe later on, I don't know. Maybe I'll play the demo, and, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. When I play the 5th game and 6th game, I might be able to understand what they're trying to say. So, I think that's it for the Five Nights at Freddy's Plushy story. And, honestly, it's a really good story. I really love the story of this. So, if you guys enjoyed the story as well, hit the like button down below. Of course, do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And I will see you dudes later. Goodbye.